Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Arsenal defender still has a future with the club, despite reports of imminent loan departure. Loans with an option to buy usually signal the end of a player's career at the parent club, so if there is no clause included, then it does tend to mean they still have a future. There is no doubt that Nuno Tavares was a bit of a punt from Arsenal, as he was yet to establish himself as a regular starter for Benfica before the move, while his first year with the Gunners was up and down to say the least. His versatility and pace could be useful if he continues to develop, but Kieran Tierney is the undisputed starter at left back, and the Portuguese defender needs to go on loan to play regularly. Atalanta could be the ideal destination, as the Italians have a strong history of developing players and they play attractive, attacking football, while Gianluca Di Marzio is reporting that Adil is close to take him to Italy, but it's just going to be a loan without an option to buy at this stage. The ideal situation for Arsenal will see Tavares improve to the point of being sold for a profit or even coming back to establish himself as a player in Mikel Arteta's plans, but it looks like his temporary exit is only a matter of time away. Zinchenko gets praised by Arteta. Alexander Zinchenko was given the thumbs up by Mikel Arteta after making his Arsenal debut. The Ukraine international only played for 45 minutes, but that was enough time for him to impress new boss Arteta. Arteta said after the game, "It was a maximum of 45 minutes, but you could see straight away he was comfortable. He understands everything that I want, he understands the process, and I thought he had a really good game." Arsenal defender Cedric Soares has no wish to leave. Mikel Arteta has made it clear that, having secured a good amount of our incoming transfer target, it's now time to start thinning out the squad, which has grown drastically over the summer with our new signings and our returning loanies. We already know that Arteta has given a contract extension to Elneny, who everyone expected to leave, and Rob Holding doesn't sound like he expected to be leaving anytime soon. And now we have the Portuguese defender Cedric Soares making it clear that he has no desire to leave his dream club. Arsenal was always my dream club since I started to play in Southampton, Cedric told ESPN. I always had the goal to move to Arsenal, and this didn't change. Of course, you are more happy when you are involved. Being involved here in a massive club like this, with the project we have and the goals the team is fighting for, I want to be here. I feel much more established. I feel I earned my space inside the group, and I want to keep growing. The reason he became more established is because of the ongoing injury problems to Tomiyasu, and unless Arteta surprises us with a new backup, Cedric could be playing quite a lot again this coming season. He continued, "In football, you need to be patient, but the key is how you prepare yourself. I kept training well, even when I was not an option. This is how I grew up, and this is how I was taught. This is what helped me to have a great run of games and give a good answer to the manager and the team." William Saliba gets a glowing review. William Saliba is ready to thrive for Arsenal next season, according to club boss Mikel Arteta. Arteta said, "I'm really pleased to see the way he is playing, the way he has adapted to the team, the maturity that he's shown at 21-year-old and carrying on doing it. We will keep developing him. He has a huge potential. He is already a top player, and we have to make him even better." Aaron Ramsdale tips Gunners for trophies. Aaron Ramsdale believes Arsenal can become serial winners now they are buying players who can put their medals on the table. The England stopper said, "The club have been wanting hungry young players who are willing to develop and learn, but this year they are bringing in players who fit into that plan, but who have also won titles, and that's invaluable. When you have a young team, you need a few players who know how to win through the whole season. Those we are bringing in are from the same mood as last year. So there is a clear plan in place that's very exciting." Gabriel Jesus says Arsenal striker Eddie Nketiah has a lot of quality. Arsenal new boy Gabriel Jesus had a chat with folks over Podpah this week, and he delivered his verdict on Eddie Nketiah. The Gunners made it a point to sign a new striker this summer. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang was pushed out of the club in February, while Alexander Lacazette was allowed to leave at the end of his contract in the summer. Eddie Nketiah's deal also expired in July, and many people expected him to move on. However, Mikel Arteta made it a point to retain his services, and the Englishman accepted Arsenal's lucrative offer. Arsenal then went and signed Jesus from Manchester City, and he will be the main man for the Gunners this season. However, people shouldn't sleep on Nketiah just yet. Nobody really expected Nketiah and Jesus to play together up top for Arsenal, but Arteta gave it a go in the Gunners' pre-season game against Nuremberg earlier this month. Their partnership surprised everyone, and it looks like Jesus is loving the opportunity to play alongside the 23-year-old Englishman now. Speaking about Nketiah, Jesus said, as scouted by RC Blog, "It was so good to play with him in Arsenal's pre-season fame so far. Eddie has a lot of quality. He holds the ball, he is stronger, he turns, he's very good, and he's still young. I'm too." Mikel Arteta has never really used a two-striker formation at Arsenal, but that's a real option for him in the upcoming season. In the few games they have played together so far, Jesus and Nketiah have looked phenomenal. Arsenal will likely stick to a single striker formation when the season kicks off in a little under 2 weeks' time, but this is not a bad option to have at all for Arteta, especially with the 5 substitutes rule kicking in. Paul Merson says Arsenal star Gabriel Jesus is already a game changer, and Arteta explains the Jesus sub. In his column on the Daily Star, Paul Merson has heaped praise on Arsenal new boy Gabriel Jesus and has branded him as a game changer. The Gunners have had a good transfer window so far. Marquinhos, Matt Turner, Fabio Vieira and Alexander Zinchenko have all come in, but the marquee signing has to be Jesus, who joined the club for £45 million. The Brazilian has played 4 times for the Gunners so far in their pre-season. He scored a brace against Nuremberg, scored and picked up an assist against Everton, assisted Eddie Nketiah against Orlando City earlier this week, and scored against Chelsea recently. Jesus is really proving to be a sensational signing for Arsenal, and Merson, like Gunners supporters, is really impressed by how good he has been so far. The pundit wrote, "It's still early pre-season, but Gabriel Jesus has been the game changer already. He scores goal, he makes things happen. That's what he is in the team for. I know it's only pre-season, but you want him to settle quickly." Jesus' performances against Nuremberg, Everton, Orlando City and Chelsea were all magnificent. Arsenal fans should be really excited about Jesus, who really is a phenomenal player. Arsenal fans also have nothing to worry about after Gabriel Jesus was subbed by Mikel Arteta. Arteta has revealed he took Jesus off as a precaution after he suffered a slight knock against Chelsea. He said, "He got a knock in the first half in his quad. I think it wasn't very comfortable to continue, and obviously we didn't take any risks today." Edu provides update on Arsenal links with Lucas Paqueta. Edu has admitted that he is a big fan of Lucas Paqueta, but insisted that Arsenal are not in talks to sign the Lyon star this summer. In comments reported by Fabrizio Romano, only Yuri Tielemans has probably been more heavily linked without actually joining the Gunners this summer than Paqueta. Reports have suggested that Arsenal are big admirers of the Brazil international. In fact, it was recently reported that Mikel Arteta's men were the side most keen on the 24-year-old, and Lyon would consider selling him for just £34 million as a reward for his service. Obviously, that would be a surprise, given Lyon have a reputation for being incredibly shrewd negotiators, but Arsenal have made some real statements in this window, so a move seemed very possible, particularly with Arteta very keen on a deal. However, it would appear that Edu is keen for Arsenal fans to not get their hopes up. The Gunners' technical director has downplayed the likelihood of a move. He suggested that there have been no talks about a deal. Arsenal director Edu Gaspar told TNT Sports BR, "I really like Paqueta. I am big fan since long time, but as of today, the reality is that there is not even a conversation to sign him. There is nothing as we have many players in that position. That's it, can't say more." Some Arsenal fans will be unhappy to hear that a move for Paqueta is not on the cards. He has been extraordinary for Lyon and looks ready for that next step. The Gunners, meanwhile, may welcome the additional depth as they prepare to battle on several fronts. Arsenal have enjoyed an outstanding window, it seems, and any signings from here will seem like the icing on the cake for Arteta's side. Signing Paqueta with the business they have already done would certainly be a huge statement. Unfortunately, it seems that Edu is not planning anything right now. Arsenal chief Edu explains loan plan for players. Edu may not be done yet. Arsenal director Edu has been talking about a transfer, alluding that the Gunners' business isn't done just yet. Arsenal chief Edu admits there is plans to shift out players. Edu says French players will be allowed to leave in the coming weeks. He said, "We have a plan for every single player in the squad, and that's why I said there is still a lot to do in this transfer window, because we have to balance the squad in the best way possible. For the players who probably aren't going to have a lot of minutes here, we have to expose the players to have minutes in another place to keep developing the player, keep the player's valuation, etc. So that's the way we plan it. On the market," Edu said, "I'm pleased, but to say how close is difficult because there is still a lot to do. We are in the middle of the transfer window and things can happen. What we have to be is really focused and be prepared for every single situation. Opportunities maybe can happen. Clubs can sometimes come to us to see if there is a possibility to get players on loan or buy players. We just have to be prepared, and I think we are very much prepared for almost everything." Arsenal urged to sign Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. Fabrizio Romano has told Arsenal to sign Lazio Sergej Milinkovic-Savic this summer. The Gunners have already made moves in the transfer market, bringing in Matt Turner, Marquinhos, Fabio Vieira, Gabriel Jesus, and Alexander Zinchenko. It remains to be seen if we'll still be in the market for a central midfielder after the Ukrainians' arrival, but Fabrizio Romano has told us to sign the underrated Milinkovic-Savic. At the moment, Lazio have received nothing for Milinkovic-Savic, so I know Lazio so well because here in Italy we know how they work on the market, and the president Claudio Lotito is really strong in negotiations when it's about his top players. And he said a few weeks ago that he would only sell Milinkovic-Savic in case one of the best clubs in the world will put one of the best proposals for Milinkovic, and from what I'm told, they want around 65 to 70 million euros. So it's really big money. It's completely different price compared to Yuri Tielemans, who could be around 35 million pounds. For Milinkovic, it's 70 million euros, so it's completely different. And I think it's not going to be an easy one, not just for Arsenal, but for many clubs. So at the moment, it's still quite around Milinkovic. Let me say, in my personal opinion, I hope Arsenal will be on it or any other English club, because he is a fantastic player, really underrated in Serie A. He's always making the difference, and so I'm sure that he will be absolutely ready to do great things in the Champions League and in the Premier League too. The Gunners should be looking at their midfield as an area we could improve on, and Milinkovic-Savic would be a great option to have. He's amongst the best center midfielders in the world and would be an ideal partner for Thomas Partey through the middle. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.